Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Good morning, welcome. I hope you all had an amazing day. And yes, we're going to be talking about the markets, what's been going on. So this morning, I didn't get in a trade. Honestly, I thought today was pretty slow, but we can kind of assume that just because we had a pretty consolidating week after CPI number. Yes, we did have a couple of runs like we mentioned before, but I mean, today was just not a day I would like to have trades. So I'd say it's a win. We did not get in a trade, but we also didn't risk anything. So it's a win-win, you know? So we'll just jump right into the charts and I'll kind of show you what I was looking at, what I wanted to see happen, what didn't happen, kind of like consolidation, and yeah, we'll just get right in. So let's start on the daily time frame. All right, now of course we know we had CPI number on Tuesday, so we traded higher off of the new week opening gap. And then on Wednesday, we did trade higher, making the new high of the week, trading into this 1 hour fair value gap, which is a level I talked about before. And then on Thursday, we made a lower low than Wednesday, which was good to see. But again, like these candles are pretty small, not necessarily something I like trading in. And then Friday, today, we did take out yesterday's high, which was awesome to see. We couldn't actually make that new high of the week. We might later on. We didn't take out the low so far. So kind of was going through my head when I was looking at this daily chart was like, all right, we did trade into this 1 hour fair value gap. And we did that on Tuesday. Wednesday, we didn't get much of a retracement back into this area. So I was like, okay, we're kind of just consolidating, honestly. I didn't really have a bias to go off of this morning. I was like, okay, we're probably just gonna either be really slow or something will happen and I'll kind of go from there, kind of neutral in the market. But on the daily time frame, I didn't see too much. Again, we do have some key levels like these relative equal highs, the weekly fair value gap, of course this imbalance now, the new opening range gap, and then potentially the new week opening gap. It is Friday. We had news this morning at 8:30, but it was orange folder news, so not too much movement. So again, we just kind of traded around. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. All right, on the 1 hour time frame, we have this 1 hour fair value gap right here. We did trade down into it on Tuesday, making this high of the week on Wednesday, kind of consolidating around these two levels, the 1 hour and this 1 hour fair value gap traded around. Coming into this 1 hour fair value gap one more time, not taking out these lows yesterday before trading higher. And then we kind of just were consolidating overnight. And we made these London session lows, so I had those marked out. We did have these New York PM session high, or New York AM session highs, which I saw we took out at 8:30 when the news hit, but we didn't actually take out the high of the week. So then after that, we traded down lower. And I was watching this 1 hour fair value gap because I was like, I wanted to see how we would trade around it, if we were going to respect it and go higher, if we're going to use it as like an inversion fair value gap and go lower. But as you can see, we've just kind of been trading inside this range, and that's not something I really wanted to see happen this morning, so we just didn't take a trade this morning just because. So drop down to the 15-minute. Again, we did have some movement during London session. We made those lows, came up, kind of traded around, so we had like a higher move during London. And then at 8:30, we took out these New York AM session highs, these relative equal highs here, before trading lower. And you know, I did like seeing this. I was like, okay, like yeah, we traded lower, traded outside this fair value gap, potentially trade back in and go lower to these New York PM session lows and this 1 hour fair value gap. But as you can see, we've just been consolidating and we didn't have much of an opening range gap. I do have that price marked out on my chart as that blue line. Again, like I did like this run. We couldn't enter in this run because this happened before 10 a.m. So yeah, we would just kind of watch the market kind of do its thing. And I was like, this is not ideal market to be getting into a trade. So 5 minutes. Yeah, again, I mean, there's not much going on this morning. We did have that run, but then we just kind of been consolidating. We made these relative equal lows. I actually wanted to see this low broken with some displacement if we were gonna like trend lower. We didn't. We've just been consolidating kind of in this range. And yeah, this is a prime example of a market I do not want to enter in. Sure, there could have been some runs, but just seeing how we were trading, I was like, this is not for me. I don't like the way the market's moving. Like, let's just not risk anything and live to trade another day. You know, it is Friday. We didn't have much news today, so I wasn't expecting a big run anyways. But the fact that we were just able to like sit back, we were like, okay, like it's not worth it. I think that's a win. We'll jump down to the 1 minute really quick so I can show you guys kind of what I was looking for. Again, we had this 1 minute fair value gap, traded into it at 9:34, traded lower. I liked all of this. And then we just kind of started consolidating back higher. We made these relative equal highs before dropping lower, never taking out this low, I must add. Moved higher, had this displacement. I was like, okay, maybe this will be something. We did take out these relative equal highs, but yes, we did have this 1 minute fair value gap. We could have potentially got in the trade there, but again, I was watching this to see like, are we gonna go higher now? And we just kind of did nothing. I mean, at 10:56, we started to move lower, taking out these relative equal lows. And sure, could have profited on that run, but again, for me, it was just not worth getting into the trade and risking, because I like trading those trending markets, you know, they're just so much nicer than this back and forth. And the fact that we were like trading inside this 1 hour fair value gap, I was just like, yeah, not today. So yeah, I mean, that's basically all I have for you guys, because we just watched the market. We didn't trade. We didn't want to get into a trade. We just had some consolidation. And I think just being able to sit out, and I was like, okay, I'm not taking a trade in this. Yes, I'll watch the market, see what happens, but just not taking a trade in this, I think, is a win. Yeah, I'm sure there's some small runs here, but this is like only a 3-point run. And it's just, again, it's just like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think so. So we sat out today, which is totally fine. But the good news is we didn't risk anything. We didn't trade anything. And I think that's pretty amazing. Being able to just sit out, be like, hey, this isn't for me. This market's not for me. I think that's a win in my book. So let's just do a toast. Thank you. This one's for you guys because we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, and I just think that's crazy. I hope you guys are liking my content. I really appreciate all the support, all the comments. I really love replying and interacting. So keep them coming. And yeah, today, even though it was boring, I'm happy to be sharing my thoughts with you. And essentially, yeah, I'm excited to get back on the charts on Monday. I'll be with you all on Monday, but I hope you all have an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. And cheers. Thank you again for your support. And yes, we'll see you all on Monday. Bye for now.